Hello and welcome to Cosmic Crit. I'm Rebecca, here to introduce this week's episode of our Season 3 playthrough of Starfinder AP Attack of the Swarm. But before we get back into the action, I want to take a moment to talk pirates. We are playing through the swashbuckling Pathfinder AP Skull and Shackles, which Patrick has converted to Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and we're releasing it as a second weekly podcast over on our Patreon. If you're listening to this on release day, we are up to episode 18, level 3 currently, and let me tell you, Pathfinder 2nd Edition is dangerous. We have had quite a few brushes with death, and, well, I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's a good thing pirates have a dedicated goddess to look out for them. The Deadman Roll No Crits podcast is available to our patrons in the $5 per month tier and up. Head over to patreon.com/cosmiccrit to sign up and check it out. Alrighty, it's time now to sit back, relax, and enjoy episode 159, Candlerime Bandits.
Episode commencing in 3, 2, 1. Episode initiated.
It's time to blast some Borgs, flatline some Fixer, and hot dog some black ice in the far future of Cosmic Punk 2077. This is your GM Patrick here, the general manager of a massive corp, keeping people down with hired mercs and purchased politicians. Joining me in net-running cyberspace and taking on the worst Night City has to throw at them are my 5 chromed Ronin pals and your players. To my right, she's a high-riding alien looking down on all you dirt bugs below. It's Rebecca rolling with Zinnia.
Hello.
Across from her, this cybered-up crystal jockey's got a cannon that can stop a corp tank. It's Drew delivering Echo 7.
Toss a coin to your cyborg.
To my right, someone call Ario Meatwagon, as this one's near dead. It's Tyler dredging up to Vasho.
Oh, hi, Patrick.
Across from him, it's Dr. Slice and Dice in the buggy flesh itself. Jabert playing as Trest.
Chip Chop, Patrick, Cheap Chop.
And across the digital table, this scream sheet reading street samurai is ready to slam it on without a sin to his name. Why, it's Miles mixing it up with Sprouts. Good evening. Can you guys tell I'm excited about Cyberpunk?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Almost technically an indie game.
Yeah. Almost excited as I was, everyone. We are another week into the show, another episode down, another Starship Combat, where people are going to complain, but I unapologetically loved every minute of last week's episode.
Gonna lap up their tears.
Just gonna bathe in them, roll around in the ocean of tears. The idea of fighting off a giant space monster is one of the things I've been waiting to do in Starfinder since the beginning of the game, with, Starship Combat. This thing that could swallow your ship whole. That was last week, unfortunately.
What do you think that sounded like?
In space.
Nobody here
in space, it didn't sound like anything.
We all tried to make the joke. Yeah,
I'm disappointed.
No, but honestly, you would hear it reverberating through the whole of the ship. So I imagine it would just sound like wet mouth noises, like.
yeah. I'm imagining a lot of sort of high pitched whistling, like. As it's like sort of sucking the air out a little bit.
and it's going to put some stress on the hull, so the hull's like.
And there will be pockets of air that get clapped in them, and it's like.
I'm glad nobody's listening to the show
anymore. To edit all of these sounds together into one noise.
Let's get them on the soundboard. Yeah, that was last week's episode, though, and now you guys are hot on the trail of this comet you're searching for out here in deep space. I'm sure ready to get 2 feet on the ground and get out of the starship. So let's get back into the action of this week's episode. Moving on to greater and weirder things, trust me. But before we play, let's get a quick recap from Sprouts Marlowe on.
I feel like you already quickly recapped everything.
What happened last time on Cosmic Crit? It's a Starship Combat.
Out the frying pan of the iodine particle storm into the fire of Starship Combat. Our new ship, Galchak's vision, is put to the test. Looks like whatever got the Eternal Melody and was out there, waiting for some more prey. The stellar protozoa isn't hunting defenseless transport vessels this time. Now it has to contend with SDF's finest. Our 2 soldiers on the ground couldn't quite get the hang of the things in space, but dollars to donut Echo 7 made up for it on the main gunnery position. Xena kept our wings soaring, but the space bug kept up with us wherever it could. When it swallowed us whole, I thought it was curtains for a second. But that was when we manned all guns and blew that creep apart from the inside. And we flew away, victorious once again.
Great stuff. I was just riveting every minute of the podcast action.
It's kind of like when Tommy Lee Jones in Men in Black allowed himself to be swallowed by the cockroach entity.
Ooh, gross.
Blew it up from the inside and was covered in guts. I feel like that is our ship, Galchak's vision.
Yes, we definitely allowed ourselves to be swallowed by that monstrosity on purpose. On purpose.
Yeah, there was a lot of angry comments behind the scenes because Patrick edited out the whole conversation we had about wanting to be swallowed alive.
Yeah. We were all looking at each other, being like, "We got 4 listeners up in here. We gotta hop inside that thing, right?"
Oh, come on!
It's fan service, everybody. Fan service.
It's a fan service
The problem is, if that makes it into the episode, people are then going to look up what he just said, and it's going to be a whole.
I have a lot of faith that our listenership knows exactly what Jibber's talking about.
Right? Yeah, we got nasty fans. We got nasty listeners.
Hashtag Cosmic Crit nasty. Gross.
We kink shame everyone.
Gross. Let's get back into this action here as we come upon Galchak's vision 2 days after the battle with the stellar protozoa. You guys back on the trail of the Forever Reliquary, following the data from the Eternal Melody that you picked off that ship. Devasho, in the time of this last combat with the stellar protozoa, you remember seeing the ghost of what looked like an Amranta in the engineering bay. One who seemed to call out to Echo 7 there. Do you think you guys took time in these intervening days to discuss what happened? There was a former crewmate that was taken out by this huge space monster.
For sure. I mean, Devasho would want to relay what he saw and ask Echo 7 to explain that, and also hope that the ghost didn't leave because we could really use an engineer.
Echo 7 doesn't really know how to explain it because he didn't ultimately see what happened. He from the description, it sounded like someone that he recognized, but whether it was because he's not ready to talk about it or whether he's not willing to trust what happened, he can't really explain.
With that, I think Devasho would probably just kind of drop it and maybe finish it off by saying, "Well, I know sometimes the past can haunt us, and I will leave it here, but if there's something you ever need to talk about, or if there's something you remember and need to pursue, you can always come find me."
Thank you.
Not long after you guys get into the second day of tracking after that starship combat, after leaving the ionized storm and the ship behind, your computer's long-range scanners finally start to perk to life. There's a beeping as a radiostatic holographic image of looks like a cold, desolate rock fills your ship's projector and slowly digitally recreated. And you can see a trail of what seems like magical energy your ship's computer is tracking. But yeah, it's just leading to what the holographic projector is showing to be a very unassuming icy chunk of rock just hurtling through the void. The huge stone could match the general description of what was contained in Professor Galchak's notes. But yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything special or sacred about this object in space.
Is it possible there's an entryway and there's something special on the inside?
Yeah, you'd have to get closer. It from what you can just see here, maybe a few hours out as you're scanning it, it doesn't seem like it's giving off any energy signals, or if there was some kind of propulsion, there's nothing being detected right now. Oftentimes comets have a very long tail behind them where they're giving off debris and ice particles, though there is no system nearby right now. You're just in the blackness of space between star systems, so pretty sure that might be the reason you're not getting the visible emanation of what is normally seen as a comet's tail.
Does the comet have any gravitation? Is there a gravitational field that we could land on it with gravity assistance, or are we just sort of like pulling up next to it if we were to approach it?
Right. So we'll fast forward a few hours as you close in on the comet and get within where you can do some computer scanning of the surface here. Who wants to make me a computer check with the ship's computer?
I think mine is highest. Am I flying right now, though? Can I do a computer check, too?
Yeah. I mean, you're flying like in a straight arc.
If not, I can do it, too.
It doesn't require you to make rules if you're just kind of on a flight path.
Can we both roll?
Computer scans? Yeah.
Or
You
I
can
can
do one another,
whichever.
or you can roll separately. It's up to you.
Let's just roll separately.
Okay.
Both. Great
Almost the
rolls.
same.
About the same.
Well, yeah, you guys can check your work against one another. You're coming back with a lot of information. Flying around the rock, maybe you do like a couple of passes while you get these scans in, and find really nothing on the surface but ice and stone, the occasional jagged peak or a tall ridge with a deep depression of a crooked ravine. It is about 2 miles in diameter. You detect no artificial gravity. The only gravity here is a low, which seems to be coming from the rock itself. You detect a very thin atmosphere, like in a corona kind of around the rock. The temperature on the surface is about negative 10 degrees Fahrenheit, which is kind of something similar in Celsius, I believe. And there is a few life signs coming from the surface of the rock. One of them seems to be from what looks like a artificially kind of created flat area on one side of the comet. And as you begin to scan this area a little bit more, you see what looks like an artificial building, perhaps like the steeple and tower of what looks like a large temple. There's a life sign coming from within. Rolling as well as you did, though, there's something more I can tell you. Let's see. The rocks are primarily silicates and olivines. There is a large volume of water in frozen form, of course, in the form of ice and snow. But after you get all the readings that you've done and start making some calculations with the ship's computer, the comet seems a great deal less dense than you expected based on the makeup that your scannings have given you. Any idea what that might imply? Any guesses, scientists out there?
Somebody's hollowed out this asteroid, and or this comet. Maybe it's a big empty ball, or maybe
Oh, is it like an Easter egg?
maybe it
If we
used to be
twist it,
full
will
of
it pop
something-
in half?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe it was full of Reese's Pieces, and then they took them all out.
This is just a giant comet egg, and that's where the god baby is stored. Well, no.
I'm going to be, if it's a Cadbury cream egg, I'm quitting the podcast. I don't want any of that. I want the Reese's Pieces.
No, hang on. We have a good engineering score on board. We can make a big straw. We can just drain all the Cadbury egg out. Eat all the chocolate. The chocolate's good.
Patrick, you said there's a temple. Can I roll culture to see if I know like what kind of temple it might be for, or like what it would be in, I guess, reverence to?
Can I take a wild guess that it's Hylax?
I mean, you can guess that. It doesn't really look like architecture just from the very sketchy holographic 3D recreations you're getting of the surface. And
okay,
it's like a very teeny thing. If you got up close to it, you might be able to tell, but it seems like it's covered in both ice and snow as well. So you're not getting anything except this kind of terrain relief map that is being generated by your ship's computer. So you wouldn't be able to tell like what color exactly it was until you get in there. Let's
get in there.
This place is pitch black with nothing but starlight beating down on the comet.
Can we figure out anything else about the life sign? I mean, if it's that desolate and cold, it would seem like maybe this thing is either extremely hardy or there is something more to this rock than we're used to.
There were some other faint life signs as well, kind of like popping in and out as you did a full turn of the comet, but this is the only one that seems to be uninterrupted or not degraded from whatever there's like snowstorms and things happening in various places around the comet.
So those other life signs could be like vegetation or something, right? Like that would count as life signs.
What could grow on this desolate, icy landscape? You do not know, unless you roll life science really well, I guess. But it would more than likely, from what you're looking at, it would have to be something completely used to the void or this very austere atmosphere.
Wait. Yo, is this Mitch McConnell's house? You said something used to the void. I think that's where he came from.
He's a Nakata.
He's a Nakata.
Originally Nakata. His mom was a Nakata. His dad was a human. They birthed right up through the chest, like,
regardless, I think the next thing we have to do is just get closer to the asteroid and check it out. At least that's what Devasha would voice for.
Yeah. Do you want to land at this large, flat kind of stone area nearby the temple?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think investigating the temple first is probably the most pertinent thing to do.
And you guys can suit up, get your environmental protections going as you step forth out from your ship into the pitch black surface of the comet, which is just very slowly kind of blowing snowflakes and perhaps what looks like chaff in the air, like little bits of fine silicate rock. As you're going forward, Devasho, the first step off of the ship and onto the icy surface beneath you, you're stricken for a moment. It's almost like a chill going through your armor and up your back as you feel, seems like an outside psychic force kind of playing around in your mind. At the same time, there's a deep thrumming from within your chest as you hear your diseased heart, your moat speaking to you, saying, Devasho, we do not need this place. Its power is not natural.
I think Devasha just kind of whispers to himself, all the more reason to check it out then. Why are you suddenly so scared?
We cannot fail. Frozen in place for a moment, everyone else, you can kind of like clamber off the ship as these two kind of dueling feelings in your mind are perhaps locking you up. But Trest, you have quite the opposite reaction here, stepping forth into the ice field as immediately you feel calmed. You feel a sense of serenity and an aura that is very similar to when you returned to the temple on Suscalon, the Hylaxian temple there, or when you found the Caves of Friendship beneath Ultranius. And all at once, you can tell you are, you can see the shadow of it kind of in the distance on the edge of your dark vision. You can tell this is a holy site of Hylax.
Have no fear. There are, this is a place of friendship and camaraderie. We may proceed, I think.
Right. As you guys are stepping forward, everyone here with dark vision, you begin to see the details of the temple ahead of you all. A grand and exquisite edifice, seemingly crafted from the rock of the comet, and then shaped, perhaps, as you get closer to the exterior with very fine tools, adding an impressive amount of detail, though many of these are now covered in ice crystals, and behind snow bluffs, you'll have to wipe some away. And take us to a map.
Ooh, I like new maps.
Ooh.
Yeah, through the entrance here, walking inside the open doors, you notice a myriad of flourishes in the architecture, marks on the wall giving the impression of individual stone bricks. Like I said, although it's all cut from the same rock, it does give the building the air of what seems like an ancient temple, as opposed to one of the more modern ones like the ones you saw in Suscalon. But there is a great lack of furnishings as you walk inside here, making this area feel very, very hollow, very austere. Snow has built up inside the temple. The only real thing of note here, not covered in snow, is there is a decoration of a statue, a large insectile creature near the rear of the temple. Here on the map, on the very north side.
Might that be a depiction of Hylax herself?
Yeah, you, as someone who's worshipped her before, you can tell that this is a very interesting depiction of the goddess, extending arms in kind of like a gesture of welcome forward. And there's a large shallow metal bowl kind of resting at the base of the goddess's feet. You can see there seems to be some things like kind of piled over the side of it, perhaps metal beads and carved rocks and scraps of fabric.
Does it look like an offering plate of some sort?
Yeah, you saw kind of similar to the holy site beneath Ultranius. One thing that strikes you as odd, though, is this statue is wearing a crown fashioned what looks like exoskeletal pieces, and it seems to be kind of almost floating on top of its head.
From this angle, the Hylax looks a little bit like Mothra to me.
Mothra.
The statue suddenly
sounds right.
Out comes.
And then there are two twins that are standing to the side.
Two tiny little twin women pop out. What are you doing here?
Make me a mysticism check as you're looking over the statue.
Yes, please.
Especially you two, that have worshipped the goddess before.
A big natural one from me.
I rolled a 10 for a 20. Gosh, you roll a 1, I roll a 10, and we're almost the same number.
Both of you realize that it is very odd that she is wearing a crown. It's never really been a part of usual depictions of the goddess, though maybe taking a look at Devasha, this could be seen as like an older interpretation of her epithet, the Forever Queen, perhaps, or maybe just like I said, an older representation. When was this Forever Reliquary founded? Supposedly hundreds of years ago, like at the beginning of the gap, maybe.
Is the crown like takeable?
Is it like built into the sculpture, or is this like something that somebody has sort of put on top of the?
It's crafted. If you're taking a closer look at it, it's crafted from the same stone and is part of the statue.
Okay.
Any magic going on this thing?
Yeah, you can feel. I mean, you can understand your chitin and your armor is absolutely frigid right now, but for some reason, that calm and the warmth you felt outside is now radiated to where it gives you the feeling like you've got the warm booties on. You just had a cup of hot cocoa and perhaps a Xanax or something along those lines, and you're just kind of feel the radiating warmth of serenity coming from this statue in particular, even though you take a look around this place and it's a dark and frozen wasteland around it. But yeah, you understand when you're looking at this, your great aunt or whatever, who was waiting to come here, was looking to get on one of these pilgrimages. You understand why they would wait years to try and get to this deified, honorific space, try to seek it out. It seems very unique, very magically potent here, even though you don't detect anything magic specifically. It seems to emanate from the very stone itself. What do you guys, especially you two up front here by the statue, Devasho and Tress, what do you guys want to, is there anything you want to do here at the statue? You want to take a look over the offerings, or?
Yeah, I think Devasho would kind of look at Tress maybe and say, I am not very familiar with the proper procedures for making an offering. You think that would be appropriate here?
Well, I was just actually looking to see if I had any weapon on me, other than my sort of my Solarian moat.
We picked up that carbon staff, I believe.
Yes. I'm gonna lay the carbon staff up on the statue, just a sign that I carry no weapons into this place, and that is the. I suppose that is the offering that I have to leave the altar here before we attempt to sort of explore further.
Why isn't I mean, anyone can make this a perception or survival check, but especially you two up front taking a look at the offering plate. Go ahead and roll those for me. One or the other.
Sure, there's not a different skill?
Oh no, definitely not.
Oh boy. Maybe I'll get a 20. Yeah, no, never mind.
Sprouts, you've rolled very well here. Do you think you'd go up and take a look at this statue?
Sure. I mean, while he was on his normal perch of Echo 7, Sprouts is definitely gonna be interested in the area. So he'll probably hop off and kind of give the room a once over.
Yeah, taking a look through, you do see maybe some oddities in the floor here. Every once in a while, you can see where perhaps not necessarily footprints, but areas of snow are bereft, exposing small tiles and things of the temple's floor. Don't really see anything in the way of the footprints, but when you're taking a look at these offerings, just taking a look at this rime of frost over most of them, and taking a look around the rest of the temple's interior here, you estimate that, I mean, it's been several months, if not closer to seasons, that these have been touched. So they've been out here exposed to the cold for quite some time.
So I see footprints, but I also see that there's no evidence that the offerings were touched.
No footprints, but places where the stone floor is exposed.
Maybe warm spots on the floor. What could be producing heat?
Very specifically, no footprints except your guys' own that you see here.
What if the parts that don't have any snow on them, if Devasha were to touch them, would they feel warm?
I mean, if you want to deglove and take a feel, I mean, they don't feel icy cold. They're not giving off really any heat.
Do they form any kind of pattern? Like, Zinnia, can you fly up and see if there's a pattern that is made by these?
I was actually about to ask. I do want to fly up just kind of to the ceiling, see if there's anything up there, and also kind of get a Strix's eye view of the place.
You just want another crystal.
Or something.
Yeah, there's some crystals up there for you.
Is there a crystal?
Yeah, the main entryway is only about 10 feet tall, but the ceiling stretches up about 25 feet or so into these dark, kind of stony rafters beyond some columns, some support columns that seem to be keeping the roof in check. And as you get up there and take a look down on your compatriots, it's very disorganized, but you do see kind of like the tops and bottoms of what look like Sheeran characters, something written in Sheeran kind of spelt out amongst the floor here. And it seems to spell a word that you've seen in Sheeran, and especially these older blocky characters, the word underground. And as you're taking a look down there and about to report back, there is a voice that echoes in your mind, Xenia, first, and then we'll kind of continue on to everyone else here. Just a voice that says, "Curious it flies when it knows not, but how to bow before entering the realm of one so exalted." From the darkness of the stone ceiling, a shadowy figure kind of like moves amongst the rafters here with Yesenia. And as it descends down, this voice will echo in all of your minds psychically, seemingly flying supernaturally. "Upon your knees, all of you, and this temple's focus shall reveal itself. For you have entered a temple dedicated to none other than I, Candlerime of the Comet, ruler of this icy domain." And descending from the church steeple, you see kind of back towards the entrance, about 8 feet tall, supporting 4 very large burly arms, not dressed for the weather, seemingly unaffected by the temperature. And upon its head, a crown looked to be made of glowing ice crystals that shed a unnatural blue light around it as it comes kind of like into focus here. Let me show you what this one's looking like. It's Candlerime.
So not a.
So he's got one big eye right in the center of the forehead.
Yeah, it's got a cool crown of ice crystals that are now glowing and giving off a good amount of light.
Ooh, the money he must
And
save.
4 arms.
Yeah, big old burly forearms, and it looks like he's wearing just like a little cut toga.
And 4 forearms too.
So it's asking us to essentially prostrate. Now, is it asking to prostrate to hit it or highlights?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is standing in the kind of the same position, just floating above the ground as the statue. Forearms open here, and asking to bow before it.
I mean, this may be some sort of a herald of Hylax. I see no reason to distrust. I will take a knee after I make a sense motive check.
Say what?
23.
How dare you? I mean, it doesn't seem like they care about Hylax. They're definitely talking about themselves a great deal. He'll continue on and say, I shall be receiving your offerings, your prayers here, and I will need, all I need is your devotion and your submission before we can continue.
Hold, friend. Tell us. We assume you have been here a long while on this icy rock. This temple is to Hylax. But tell me, why do you demand fealty?
I know not of a Hylax. You speak with Candlerime. You ask that which Candlerime does not care to speak of. This temple is dedicated to me, to my crown, to my excellence.
Do the ice crystals around his head by any chance resemble the crown around the sculpture of Hylax we observed?
Not really, no.
All right.
I mean, they're both crowns, but like him, this ice ground's maybe a lot chunkier.
Big chunky. Yeah.
Devasha turns to Trest. I do not want to bow to the one with the chunky crown. Don't make me.
No, the chunky crown is not for us, I don't believe. I don't think this guy can grant any spells to anyone.
Yeah. No disrespect, Candlehead, but this is your temple, then why is it not a statue of you?
He makes a fair point. Please answer the plant.
I need no statues of myself. All I need are prayers or koans for Candlerime. If you have them to offer, anything you wish to leave. But if not, if you want to continue to ask quotidian questions that are beneath me, I will ask you to go and not defile the sanctity of my place.
Echo 7 goes up to Candlerime and just takes a knee and says, well, I'm looking forward to seeing what's on the underground. Gives a little salute.
You're taking a knee in front of him? You're genuflecting?
Yeah, we're going to see what this does.
All right, he'll come over and very unceremoniously just kind of like wave arms around you and be like, oh, yes, I can feel your fealty to me. Oh, that's good.
I'm going to whisper into Echo 7's head. I'm not so sure this guy is the real deal, as it were, in religious terms.
Well, look, man, I've been to a lot of crazy places in my time, and sometimes you just gotta let the crazy guy be crazy. You don't want to start a fight. You don't want to start anything because you don't know what he's got stashed around this place.
That's fair. Okay, cool. I'll let you take the lead on this one.
Rest of you gonna get down on one knee? Oh my goodness, you already left me something. Oh yeah. We'll go over and take a look at the staff you've left on the
Trust,
the
you had to leave a
base.
weapon. You couldn't leave like a ration or something.
Actually, that is for the goddess Hylax. That's not for. But it's fine. It's fine. You can have it. I guess it's fine.
It's like you gave a child whose favorite Ninja Turtle is Donatello a long,
machine.
smooth stick, because he'll take that staff and it's just like, yeah, whoa, Candlerime. Why are you still here if not to give me thanks?
We are actually hoping to explore a subterranean structure that we believe is below this spot.
Yeah, we'll give you some thanks when you give us some answers.
Yes, Candlerime, please aid us in our discovery or step aside and allow us to resume our investigation of this place. We have no quarrel with you, and while your occupation of the temple here is no doubt an offense to the goddess Hylax, we do not endeavor to disturb your peace.
There is nothing beneath my temple. You all speak of things which you know not anything about. Obviously, gonna fly up a good, we'll call it 25 feet. Can I type in 25 feet?
I think it only goes
This
singles.
thing can fly too.
Yeah, it's been naturally flying all around this place.
Yeah.
I found it in the rafters.
Oh, that's right. The image.
That's where most gods hang out, is in the rafters of their churches.
The image is standing, so I got a little confused.
Well, in the art? I can't change the art, Drew.
I mean, I could tell because you said that it had all four arms out, and two of these arms are like crossed, which makes it look very cross.
How exactly did this guy come to be here? I mean, like, this doesn't seem like a very hospitable place for creating life. Did you come from somewhere else?
If you're asking this question from across the room here, it seems to be move. No, it's fine. It seems to be just grating this beans. You're really chuffing his pants, as it were, or his lack thereof, as just more questions, not to do with praying to me. Oh boy, you have pushed Candlerime of the crown perhaps too far this day, must ye be shown why it is not wise to deal with a god walking amongst you on the snowdrifts? Oh.
Can I roll for diplomacy, maybe?
Ooh. What are you going to say?
I don't know.
You can always roll and then figure out what you're going to say depending on how that goes.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Oh, well.
A 19
Great.
on the dice. Whatever you say, it makes him testy. Always get more testy.
Let us look around, you punk.
Any chance I could roll some knowledge about what sort of creature this is?
Yeah, that's what I was actually angling for here.
Yeah, do we have a life science person on board?
It's going to be a mysticism roll.
Oh, indeed.
Oh, but as a biohacker, I could use life science because it's a living thing, right?
Oh, boy.
It
And
is
don't you get a
indeed.
bonus to identify creatures? Or does that not count?
Yeah, can I just take 20 on that? The move action?
At this point, I'll allow you to, because I'll say with Trest's 29, after getting a good look at this thing, perhaps you have heard tales of creatures out in the void, but not from our realm. Very similar to this thing. This is a fey creature.
Oh, a fey creature.
Oh, fey.
Oh.
And particularly, I can tell you, Candlerime is something called a comet, which is kind of like a comet-y fey, comet-y asteroid fey that flits between these kind of rocks throughout different realms. And
I see. So this guy may be less interested in the actual temple than the comet itself, perhaps.
yeah, they can like be born within comets and then live so long they just outlive their comets and go off and find other ones. But they can perhaps or focus in on places of magical power. Let's go ahead and roll some initiative as
Tried to roll bluff.
you've done so much to anger sweet Candlerime, and only one of you genuflected. How dare you? Ooh, some great rolls from folks.
Ooh, Patrick rolled well too.
Everyone rolled pretty well. I was about to say natural 20 from Jabert, but not going first, because what did you roll, Miles?
27.
17 on the dice. Yeah. You see him kind of like whipping around this bow up there in the rafters, and maybe the crown starts pulsating. You see anger coming over this creature. You've indeed identified. First, Tress, before we get into the meat of this combat, is there anything specifically you want to know about a comet?
Yeah, I mean, I was curious about sort of what, do I know a couple of things about it?
You rolled a 29. Is that correct?
Correct.
If I took 20 on it, it'd be a 38.
I'll give you one thing here, Trest.
Okay.
Yeah, just one, and 38 if you take a 20. Is that right?
Yeah, I have a plus 18. Yeah.
It's intense, yeah.
That'll be 3 things for Rebecca.
So I would say, does this thing breathe?
Can it? Yes, but
Does
just
it need to?
taking a look at it, you are 100% this thing lives in the void. It has indeed, as a defensive ability, void adaptation.
Oh boy, guys, I got nothing.
Rebecca,
We're all gonna die.
Let's see.
Can it actually be killed, or can it just be like damaged to a point?
if it bleeds, it can be killed, Drew.
Can it bleed then?
It is a living creature, yes.
Does it have any resistances or
It is
immunities?
immune to cold.
Immune to cold.
Uh-oh, gang. We got problems.
What else
All
would you
right.
like to know?
Let's see. What's its EAC?
Ooh, great question. 18.
And does it have any special ability or special attacks?
special attacks. So I can tell you its main melee attack is a claw attack. But it doesn't just do slashing damage, it also does cold damage, these claws, and it has a critical, bleed critical.
Well,
we're up in this combat, and Sprouts Marlowe, you're first in the initiative turn order as this thing seems to be building up some kind of magical energy and aura about it.
Yeah, and Sprouts doesn't like that one bit, so he's trying to quick draw with his Red Star plasma pistol and take a shot.
start us out right.
It's a 29 hit.
Ooh, that's a hit.
CR4 loader, so it's probably not a hit on the trick.
Once again, for Sprout, you can just take 10 on that check.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. Yeah, you said it automatically.
Yeah, what's your bonus for Sense Mo?
My bonus for Sense Motive is plus 16.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That is a failure on the trick.
That's what I thought. So it's 29 to hit.
I will tell you then you will want to roll unless you get some kind of bonus. That is a hit. And what kind of damage are we doing here?
Just 8.
Electricity and fire. Okay. And the plasma shot goes into his hide as he's preparing this and looks down at you. Is like, what the heck? What did I do to you? Trest, you're next in the
You put me in initiative
turn order. Oh yeah, there's like ice crystals kind of like forming all around him and stuff, and it doesn't seem like he's getting ready to give you guys a hug.
I'm going to dart up to this guy with my jetpack, and I'm going to use my magical sword as I move, and I'm going to draw it, and I'm going to slap him on the side with its merciful quality.
Right. As you get close up to him, make me a fortitude save.
Ah, heavens. Heavens to farts.
Yes. H to F.
17.
This is indeed DC 17. So half damage as moving up to him. You just feel ice forming in all of your armor's little nooks and crannies in the cold, getting through to your Sheeran Chitin.
Guys, watch out for your crannies.
His clannies are so cold. 4 points of cold damage in like a nimbus around this Comenide.
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, I'm going to strike it non-lethally with a powerful sword.
Mm-hmm.
Give it a bop.
25 to hit. Sorry, 26 to hit.
Oh, that's a hit.
Oh, yeah. With 24 points of non-lethal damage.
24. Oh, slashing damage. Giving him a good thwack. Ouch. Okay.
And I shout, stand down in the presence of Hylax's holy name.
Nah. Candlerime. Down the Candlerime.
Guys, Candlerime, what doesn't want to do it?
Candlerime.
We are actually on to its turn. The Fae's turn. And we got to use all of its crazy cool ability. Mm-hmm.
Die trash.
So actually, Trest, you can make an attack of opportunity.
I'm gonna try.
So it's going to drop down closer to Devasho and Sprouts.
A 19 to hit KAC.
That is actually a hit.
Oh, 27 damage. Very nearly max.
Good job. Let me do some math here. Okay. Yeah, it's taking a lot of damage from you, and it's actually you see the ice crystals just kind of like forming around it as it drops down and then begins building up energy and then just kind of bursts forward in a straight line, trailing a jet of what looks like icy plasma, like a comet's tail. This does not provoke attack of opportunities from anyone else here, but it is going to make some claw attacks, and it's moving in a straight line from right in front of Devasho past our good buddy Sprouts Marlowe, and it's going to go to Zinnia or going to go to Echo 7 right across the way here.
Why me? I prostrated myself to this Candlerime.
That's what you get for being a wussy.
You didn't do it well enough.
He senses your weakness.
Let's see. Okay, this is such a weird ability, but it's going to make an attack of opportunity at -4 against everyone along this line. So that's going to be a Devasho, a Sprouts, and an Echo. Roll those in initiative order here. Some D20s. Oh, all rocks.
Gosh.
All straight comet rocks. 18, 18, 16. Let's see. I'm pretty sure these are all going to be hits.
So Echo has mobility, so that would be...
You're not moving, bro.
Yeah.
He's moving.
I'm moving to you. Moving to hit you with a plus
Mobility is only
16.
when you move from something.
But
that's so
yeah,
lame.
I'm just taking a look at some KACs around here. That is a hit on everyone. So let me start rolling some. It's not crazy amounts of damage, but Devasho and Sprouts. I roll here 5. That's 12 points. Half cold, half slashing, and 11 points for you, Echo 7. Now I need everyone to go ahead and make a will save.
Oh no!
As you're watching this corona of blue light emanating from this creature. We're looking at DC 17 here, which means
Son of a...
just a fail from a Devasho and a fail from.
You know what I'm upset because we have a ring of resistances that I wasn't sure if anybody claimed, and I was like, should I bring that up? Maybe that would be relevant.
So I can tell you.
Did we give that to someone? Did we give that to someone?
It's
I
not
thought
in
we had that-
anybody's. It's not claimed on the sheet. So
I thought we gave it to that nerd.
what?
No, we definitely wanted it for ourselves,
No.
but that's a shame.
Yeah, we gotta. So
right.
we'll figure that out. Later,
You
but-
two, Devasho and Zinnia, are entranced by the light and the movement of this creature, and indeed gain the fascinated condition as you stand quietly and watch as he slices up Devasho, and you are not able to take any actions for this turn as this turn
So cool.
lasts, which you're just coming up in the initiative turn order, so that stinks. But you know who did make the save next in the turn order is Echo 7. Oh, I should have ended right next to you. I don't know what I'm doing. He's about 10 feet away from me now. He went all the way across the room.
Don't know what to do.
Shoot him with a gun.
Gotta
Problem
go with
is-
the shoot with a gun choice.
The problem is, most of my guns are cold damage, which is not going to do anything to him.
You still have the artillery, right?
You still have that laser.
I do.
right?
I do still have the level 1 azimuth artillery laser, but I'm also.
Shoot away.
I'm trying to think if
You want to whip a grenade at this fool?
maybe I have grenades that I probably should use, and some of them are fire grenades.
Is he like 25 feet off the ground still? Like
No, he's down on
trying to,
your level, so he's maybe just like 5 feet above the ground.
Okay.
I'm also wondering if there's something weird about this room. Like, what if I shot at the statue and knocked the crown off the statue? Would that knock the crown off his head or something?
We've already discovered that the statue and him have no correlation, and you would also be defiling the statue of a god, Tress god. So, I
Aren't
think
you,
would also.
Drew, do you want to make a mysticism check for me?
Oh yeah, this will be great. I'll do that if I can do it as a free action. That's an 18.
Oh, okay. It was the joke roll because you have a -1 in it. Yeah, no, you're not able to determine anything about
Yeah,
this
I didn't
guy.
think so.
You're a dumb space robot that shoots lasers. You do what you do best, idiot. Just quote a movie and get to hooking grenades or whatever.
All right, so Echo 7, because he doesn't know what to do, just says, "Say hello to my little friend," and he quickly pulls out, because he can pull out weapons as a swift action, the azimuth artillery laser, and takes a shot. Can I do heavy fire if I use a swift action?
Fortunately, no. But got that weapon out. If you want to move, you can. About 10 feet away from him right now, but
yeah, I think he'll back up a little bit just to be on the safe side.
all right, make that attack roll.
That's a 16 versus EAC.
16 is a miss. Oh no, 3 on the dice. Gross. Zinnia, Devasho, both fascinated by this creature. Almost down on your knees. Not quite there yet. We're going to go back to the top of the turn order with a Sprouts Marlowe. You've never seen Devasho not run into a fight before, but little Sprouts is ready.
Yeah, and Sprout's gonna take another shot at this fella who's been kind of shaking up the crew.
Gotcha.
And that's a trick,
CR11 or lower will do.
but only 18 on the dice.
That's all you need.
That's right.
18 against
the EAC.
straight EAC. Nothing in your way. You've got a straight shot.
Oh yeah.
But what's the range on your pistol?
I thought it was 60, isn't it?
It's 40 that we're in trouble, but if it's 60, we're good.
I don't have it written down. Hold on. Starfinder.
This sounds like one that probably has. Oh no!
Oh no!
Red Star plasma pistol, range of 20 feet.
20 feet.
Oh, that stinks because the trick goes off, and if you flat-footed it, that will do. But outside of 2 range increments, that's a miss.
Yeah, if I had done that, I would have moved because I can still keep my trick if I move.
This is how we learn what our weapon ranges are. I thought it was 42, but
I did.
Trest, we are back to you. You're up a ways, 20 feet up, and now this comet Fae is on the other side of the temple. What would you like to do?
I think I'm going to charge it with my sword out.
Ooh. Flying across this temple to get right up in its grill.
Get all up on it.
Ooh, boy, that's daring.
2 on the attack. Ooh. A 26 to hit.
Oh, that's a hit.
For 21 points of damage.
I'm sorry. I need Zinnia to make this as well, and our good buddy. You're so within range, Echo. Why don't the 3 of you make me a fortitude save as you're ending your turn here, Tress, and I'll apply the damage to them as well. If you make it, natural 1 for Zinnia. Save from Echo 7, and a fail from Tress is the cold emanating from this thing's aura. 12 points of damage, so 6 for you, Echo. It looks very hurt from these attacks, Trest.
Hopefully non-lethally. I intend to attack non-lethally for this guy.
This one was non-lethal as well?
Yes. In my...
there's no negative because you have a...
I've got the merciful fusion on my... on my
21 damage.
Crystal.
Okay. Yes, but you can tell it's looking a little bloodied here. Mm-hmm. Okay. What are we going to do? Oh, boy. So you're just gonna risk... Actually, no, he can just guarded step backwards, kind of away from you, Trest, and your sword that's done like 50 something points of damage. And he's going to call out to you and just say, on your knees, creature, and worship Candlerime. I need to make me a very important will save. Oh gosh.
A 19.
I saw the 2 coming up on the dice. I was like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 19, you say. What'd you roll on that dice?
A 10.
Oh, good. Failure.
Oh, no.
Disgusting.
I thought that would be okay.
You feel the warmth that was at this temple just immediately leave your chitin, leave your body as your movement becomes sluggish and you're kind of staggered back a little bit on your feet. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you the option. Do you want, this is a fun necromancy spell that Candlerime casts on you called Bestow Curse. Do you want a 50-50 to be staggered every round? Or, wait, no, not staggered. Take no action. Act normally or take no action. Or take a -4 penalty to ability checks, attack rolls, saving throws, and skill checks.
Wow. Do I happen to know the amount of time on this? Is this permanent?
Oh, yeah, forever.
I suppose I'll take the -4, please.
Okay, so we're going to go with a 50% chance to act normally.
Okay, fun. Thank you. Thank you so much for asking me for my opinion. You butthole. Everyone, let it be known that Patrick is the biggest butt in the galaxy. He's a big butt.
You've nearly killed this guy. I just want you to remember him forever.
I'll remember him till the day I die, Patrick. I'll remember him till the day I die.
Echo 7, your turn.
Oh God.
We've got the artillery laser out. We're going to do heavy fire.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, we need some high attack numbers here.
Put a hole in it.
That's a 31 to hit.
Oh, that'll do. What's the damage we're talking about here?
That's 15 points of damage.
Okay, and you can see, getting this close up to this guy, that he doesn't seem to be taking all that damage. He seems to have some kind of fire resistance as well here.
He's got cold and fire resistance. What is this guy?
Yeah, not something that they normally perhaps have. Perhaps it seems like the crown itself and this cold aura around him seems to be sapping up some of that laser fire. Zinnia, we're back to you. You're no longer fascinated. Ready to get in this fight.
So I can actually do something? Oh my gosh.
Ready to get in this fight with all this knowledge you have of this creature. Guys, the AC is 18. Get it.
All right. Zinnia's still 25 feet in the air. Like, she hasn't moved. She's still in the ceiling. She is going to move backwards a ways. And as she does so, take out her sonic pistol and take a shot.
Okay. I like it.
All right. So that trick is actually not 0 or lower. It is actually, is it dim or dark in here?
You can't do the trick because you're pulling out the weapon, right?
I can do that while I move, can I?
No. You can do it as part of a move action, but you...
Well, whatever. The trick wouldn't probably go off anyway. All right, so 26 on the attack bow.
Oh, but hey, guess what? That's a hit.
All right, so that's 8 damage.
And nothing blocking sonic damage, so it's pretty darn hurt from that. And Defasho gets a chance to get up in this combat as well. Defasho's in the action.
Oh, what broke? Oh, this Fascinate only lasts for a turn.
The Fascinate only lasts for a single round, yes.
Nice. And so I guess Devasho will 2 things. Move action to bring out his shield. And then I'm going to wreath myself. Well, I'm going to get away from Sprouts, actually. And I can do that as part of a move action while bringing out a, 5. I'm going to move up a ways here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to wreath myself in flame.
Oh, no. Go ahead and roll me a fortitude save.
Sure.
Oh, no, Tyler. 1 on the dice, 11 points of cold.
Almost a 19.
That's fine because I take 1 point.
Ooh, you've got 11 cold resistance or 10 cold resistance.
I've got 10 cold resistance.
Oh my, that's pretty helpful on a frozen comet.
Yeah.
Great. Top of turn 3, Sprouts Marlowe. Oh, you've got some comeuppance to give, I'm sure.
Yes. So Sprout's is obviously going to move forward, kind of right between Echo and Devasho, and putting himself in range, and is going to take his shot. Now he's targeted so that he can still get his trick.
Mm-hmm. Can you move right in front of Echo and not right next to Devasho? Do you have the movement for that?
Yeah.
Because I'm on fire and I will.
Gotcha.
Don't want to singe your pedals there, buddy.
CR 11 or lower.
Right. So the trick's gone off. What are we talking about for the hit?
20.
Oh, that'll do. That'll do.
It's 19 points damage.
And with that, that plasma blast gets him good. You see the light starting to fade from the crown as he falls down to the snow below, and you hear just ching, 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 ching. These crystals scatter about around him. Candlerime is dead, or dying-ish. No, he's dead.
I'm kind of hoping one of those crystals is a Solarian crystal.
Sprouts is like, I hope you said your prayers.
Well, he got some from you guys. He went out doing what he loved, being a demigod kind of dude. And we are out of combat.
What about that crown he was wearing? What was the deal with that crown?
You want to go look over this body? This odd creature was in here? Yeah, definitely of a fae, another realm of some sort. And as you go to start investigating its odd crown, you can feel it just melting as if your hands were made of molten iron. Other ones seem to be cracking and kind of dissipating as you step up and take a look at them, until the frozen crown is gone.
So this guy is dead or unconscious right now?
Dead.
Oh no, I murdered a man.
Well, the last shot there was...
Sprout technically murdered a man.
I have 50% chance of saying I murdered a man.
If you want to take the -4, I just definitely wanted it for this combat because you were messing him up so bad. You were really goofing him up with those hits. Or we can have this. I don't know why they would give players this much power, but one of the other things under bestow curse is like, just make something else up. See something evil, make something evil as a GM.
Yeah,
what a wonderful power to give.
I just need to find a store so I can buy a remove affliction or get another level. So I can
Sprouts will look around and see if there's a gift shop here.
Right. Yeah.
Excellent.
Is there like a vending machine that sells spell gems or?
Not for many years here. They took it out.
Well, shoot. I have a 50% chance of saying.
Oh, shoot.
Shoot. We did plenty of shooting. The shooting's over now.
Yeah, no, but if you guys do want to take a look around the temple here, you want to investigate his body at all?
Yes.
Singed and
I'm sure
still
Zinni is taking samples and all sorts of weird stuff.
For sure.
He doesn't have really anything on him. He's dropped a staff. You can put it back on the statue.
Can you put his eye in my eye socket? Can you do surgery real quick?
Oh, super gross.
If you want me to.
Yeah. What kind of vision properties does he have?
I don't think that's how eyes work. You can just transplant whatever you want.
Yeah, Devasho, I'm not sure this is a good idea. I think you're just going to end up with one eye.
I have
with no eyes at this point, I guess.
So. Yeah, you replaced the wrong one.
I must admit I am not completely savvy on how organics functions, and part of me are not quite normal from other trucks. So I thought maybe another eye could work.
So I got questions. We know that there's an underground because of things that have been psychically told to people. But
it's also written on the floor.
Yeah,
like literally.
Then he can share that.
Does the statue look like it moves?
It looks to be carved from the rock of the comet itself. Does not look like it will budge an inch. As you continue to look over this place, you don't seem to find any other rooms nor any hatches or escape areas, stairs leading down, nothing along those lines. Nothing here in the temple itself. But what you do find on Candlerime is a small satchel, a little fanny pack on their side, just filled to the brim with beautiful gems and crystals. Not really cut. Some of them still some non-precious gem stones attached to them, but worth thousands of credits easily.
Did you say there's a bowl at the altar there?
There is, yeah.
If no one would stop me, I would have a 50% chance of taking that satchel of gems and pouring it.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, and pouring it into the bowl, and I just empty it out. I fill the bowl with these gems. Perhaps this knave has stolen from the Temple of Hylax.
Hold on. I would like to ask, are any of those gems similar to the crystals that we saw, or the giant crystal that we saw in the temple on Susquehanna?
And are any of them magical?
Yeah, and can I pocket one if it is?
Well, good news, because the Tress failed to dump them into the bag, but as he's going over and just like stops in front. You can take a look at these gems and crystals. They just look like, they look like they'd be worth, a year or so of working wages. Taking a look at them. Does anyone have physical science? I think I've asked this multiple times, but
no.
Do not.
Yes.
Why don't you give me a roll, Miles? And
I took a rank last level to.
A single rank, you say? Oh boy,
that's all.
Oh, you rolled a 19.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
One is all you need.
When you roll it well, that's all you need. All right. Well, I was honestly, I don't think I accounted for this because I was like, there's no way they can roll well on this, right? Let me just double check the old AP.
I'm gonna count out the ace detective.
Okay. Well, it was a DC 28 physical science check, so I'm counting you out.
Oh, no, wait. Can someone assist? We need an assist.
Yeah. Someone assist.
Does anyone else have a single
Is anyone
rank?
trained?
Oh, no, I don't have any ranks.
I don't either.
Sorry. No assistant here. But
Wait, can I use a book reroll? Wait, I guess it wouldn't matter because the highest I can get is 27.
Get the 20.
Yeah, the highest you can get is 27 then.
But you're pretty sure.
Yeah, you gotta give me something.
For rolling as well, you're pretty sure that because they're not cut or polished, they could be worth even more. But with that, I will give you the estimate of these are probably 7,000 credits worth of precious stones.
Let's maybe put one in the bowl. Not all of them.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like Jabert is on the right track. I don't think Sprouts would honestly care either way. I think that he would deduce that maybe putting in the gems might do something. Morally, I don't think he would care.
I mean, this does seem like a test. If we're going to metagame,
I agree.
It seems like a test. We get a bunch of gems and there's a bowl. We should just put the gems into the bowl. Now, this is Drew speaking and not Echo 7 speaking, where it's like 7,000 credits. But
what could I do with 7,000 credits?
Yeah, I think Xenia would steal one if
you can steal one if you can. Listen, if you can get it past old trusty Macbeth.
We can put them in the bowl, and then if nothing happens, we'll just take. I don't think the bowl is gonna like.
Yeah,
I think it's a test
bowls.
of intent, not a test of whether or not you just do it.
Guys, why don't we just say there's 5 huge crystals in the satchel? You can each do with it what you want. Put them in the bowl, put them in your pocket.
I put mine in the bowl.
Hey, 96 on D100.
I successfully put mine.
Do you want to pray to Hylax at all there? Or?
I do. I say a quick little prayer. I'm not particularly observant at this point, but you know what? This is gems found in the Temple of Hylax. You ought to just give a little thank you, give a little, praise.
1,400 credits for each of you. Devasha, you want to as well?
Yeah, just to see what happens.
Anybody else, or are you sticking to your...
Sprouts will as well, and kind of obviously doesn't offer a prayer, but just kind of tips his head up.
Drew, Rebecca.
Echo 7 places his crystal in, and he references the retro channel on the infosphere because that's the closest he has to religion as the classic. He sings the Green Acres theme.
Just do Tom Hanks' move from League of Their Own.
There's no crying in church.
Zinnia will begrudgingly deeply sigh and place her gem in the bowl.
If Patrick 2B continues us right now, I would be so mad.
Everyone's in the bowl. The same thing that I've been explaining perhaps for Trest. You guys feel a little bit of it too, but it seems to be emanating from Trest themselves. A sense of warmth and serenity here in this place where you've just murdered a Comet Fae. But
I know it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
I think perhaps you're waiting on divine intervention or some kind of light to shine down, but this temple is still actually pitch black and frozen to the core, and nothing ostensibly happens.
Okay, I got an idea.
It is a good thing that we have done, and we should let it be. But now let us consider our other options. And I walk away from the altar.
Zinnia picks up the gems.
Yeah, Trest, do you still have that baby?
Oh my goodness, Drew, where are we going?
I'm sorry. What? Are you asking me if I brought a baby a la Death Stranding out into this void where no one can breathe? No, I left it back in its cradle. I have to get back there in 3 hours to feed it. Echo, no, what are you talking about?
This baby on an altar, 100%.
Stab it. I'm saying we offer it to the
Echo. Maybe you shouldn't come on the rest of this mission. I don't know about all this.
To Hylax. It seems
we're
like
not offering nothing to Hylax. We're not offering a baby to Hylax.
Want your babies?
Hylax doesn't want my baby.
You don't know that it doesn't want your baby. You haven't put the baby on the pedestal.
Hylax is more, I want to be your baby.
Nobody puts baby on a pedestal.
Nobody puts baby on the altar.
Drew's acting like this is an RPG where you just put all the items in your inventory because you don't know what you need to do.
I can't help it that we have 99 potions, but all we need is one high potion.
Binoculars? We're gonna put the binoculars on there.
When he's asking about the baby, Echo starts looking over in Sprout's direction and measuring up his weight. And
but Sprouts isn't Sheeran, so it seems like.
So if we know the area is underneath this, my guess is we're gonna have to look for a different entrance because there doesn't appear to be one here.
And the crown is not removable. We established that before. I know that it's carved with the same rock, but it's...
Yeah, I mean, you guys can take like a good 20, 30 minutes here exploring. And does anybody need to take a rest or burn an RP?
I'm going to burn an RP to glimpse the truth.
Ooh, taking full time here to see things that are unseen. What's the shadows thing that he says every time? To know what
who knows what
darkness.
evil lurks in the hearts of men.
Yeah, you see beyond sight, and perhaps if there was something invisible here, you definitely see it.
I got 60 feet, so that's in the entire room.
Nothing magical there, perhaps, but you do see kind of a glow around Trest, like a magical energy, and a similar kind of like dark, greasy exterior around Devasho. As you're looking around the rest of the temple here, and I am straining to think through perhaps what else is in this temple, but I'd say for the most part, it looks like you would want to continue your search outside of the temple because you see nothing. There's no hidden doors guaranteed. No, if you start tapping on some of the temple flooring here, definitely doesn't seem like there's anything underneath this temple.
Fine.
Right.
But yeah,
back to ye old ship, huh?
No, we just gotta look outside.
Yeah, so you guys want to? Well, either way, it's you're heading out of.
Yeah, so Sprouts is kind of like he's resigned. He's walking out the door.
Yeah.
He's kind of irritated.
I do just want to bring one final note to the last thing that Rebecca said that Zinnia was doing, which was
we're taking those crystals.
Oh, I'm
back.
taking the gems.
all the gems.
All of them.
No, is this something that
I'll
just
split the profits with you, but I'm
just
taking
Zinnia wants to do, or
I mean, Devasha wouldn't. Yeah, I think Devasha would have turned around with Tress, so I don't think he would see or try.
Zinnia's like stupid religious people. Do you want to take everything that's in the bowl, or just these crystals?
There's other stuff in the bowl.
What else is in there?
There's some what looks like prayer beads, perhaps some small carved stone and leather icons and things like that.
I'll leave that stuff.
Yeah, go right ahead, Zinnia. Steal from my god.
Again.
Yeah,
See what happens. Desecrate another temple to my god and see what happens eventually.
On the way out of the temple, Echo 7 leaves a Yelp review, 1 star, like too
One
many.
star, not enough gems.
There's
Our waiter Candlerime was a jerk.
What a
I'll leave all the other stuff, but I'm gonna take the gems that we
That's fine.
rightfully took from the Fae that we killed.
As you're stepping out of the temple doors again here, Devasha, you're given the same feeling as when you stepped onto the comet's surface. What definitely feels like kind of psychic interference in your mind and seemingly very far away, perhaps on the other side of the ship, at this point, or someone that you would not be able to hear psychically normally. You just hear a voice in your mind just say, "You have arrived, lost still, but we believe you will find your way forward."
I do seek a way forward. What must I do?
You look down at the snow in front of you, and you can see like your footsteps coming into the temple here, and you just have the knowledge in your mind that you are to step forward and keep walking, keep searching for you are sure that you will find the entrance eventually if you continue to search.
I think Devasho thinks in his head that he has way too many voices in his head, that it's starting to get unhealthy. But out loud, he says, I oddly feel optimistic. I think if we continue down this path and keep searching for the entrance, we will find our answers. So let's do this.
Maybe Tress, you kind of feel yourself being very optimistic as well after Devasho says this. Let's talk about sense of direction and the survival skill. Is anyone trained in survival?
I am.
Sprouts is.
Who's got the highest?
Plus 16.
Mine's just +7.
Plus 13.
What was your Smiles?
Plus 16.
Okay. You guys can roll separately if you want. One person can aid another here, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a bonus. Why don't you, Miles, make me Tress would auto aid. Miles, make me a survival check. See if you can get a beat in this frozen tundra of which direction perhaps to head.
Is that 21?
Yeah, Zinnia, if you want to aid him, I can try to check a little higher. If you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
An 8.
Go ahead and roll Trest. I think maybe your Miles or Sprouts is pointing one direction, you're pointing another.
Oh boy, yowzers.
Yeah, so I think perhaps Sprouts is a little more confident in heading. I
am indeed pointing the other direction.
Yeah, you're pointing back towards the ship, and he's pointing onwards past the temple.
I definitely want to go back to the ship so I can maybe craft a gem of remove affliction or something.
Well, that's up to you guys. You want to take some time and go back to the ship, rest up?
Could you get rid of your curse if we gave you that time?
Yes, I could. I could craft that gem.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah. there's
Wait, no,
way
I don't have enough
let you
cash to do that. I don't have enough cash to do that. So no, I
How much do you need?
Never mind.
How much do you need?
1,400 credits.
Oh, I got you covered.
How much do you have?
I got nothing. I got absolutely nothing.
I've got over 3,000, so you can take it from me. And
Okay.
do that.
If only you had kept those gems, those precious gems.
We did.
So Zinnia comes up and is like, hey, I found something that might be useful for...
but these aren't the ones from that bowl, right?
Nope, they're not.
Okay,
I found them
great.
in another-
Perfect.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
They were
I'm
out-
so glad.
They're just outside on the ground. It was
They're just
weird.
lying on the ground. It's so crazy. How perfect. Wonderful.
It's probably where he found them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably where it.
Just as likely.
I don't know what Fae are.
There are probably even more if we just look at the ground around the temple.
We should come back and mine this asteroid for all these gems.
So yeah, you guys can take some time, and if anybody else wants to take 10, you can while you're on the ship crafting for a while. But yeah, maybe you take some more time scanning and plotting a route from the Temple of Hylax here forward through the ice, through the darkness, and you can crack that crystal chest and remove the most fun curse, I would think. You don't know what's going to happen on your turn. It could be anything. It could be nothing.
It certainly sounds like a 50% chance of me doing nothing.
It sounds like if there wasn't a mystic in this party, someone would be boned. Feel that will save.
I am going to take 10, by the way, just to heal up to full.
So is Sprouts.
Echo 7 did earlier, but I'll announce it now.
That is fine. That's fine. It didn't. Comb and I didn't do too much damage, but as you guys head back out of the hatch of Galchak's vision and begin your march, I mean, you've got a exploded holographic map of about 12 and a half square miles of surface on this comet to start Xing out locations and exploring in the darkness of space. And you're marching through the snow here for about an hour or so before you come to the next main feature that isn't just some icy rocks beneath huge snowdrifts. What looks like, and what you're picking up here, is a deep cave extending into the side of a large craggy hill surrounded by huge boulders. Snow blows across the entrance here, but it kind of plays havoc with your dark vision as these bright white flakes pop up against a much deeper darkness within the cave. What's your guys' marching order here? It's a single file moving inside.
I guess it depends on how wide the cave is.
Yeah. Sprouts likely be back on top of Echo.
I'd be happy to help scout ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to go third into the cave.
Yeah, Debasho's either going to go if the cave is 10 feet. I think Debasho would try to sit out front. If it's only 5 feet, then he'd be in the back.
Sorry. The entrance is actually quite large once you get past these boulders. And
I'll be in the middle then.
Yeah, if you climb your way through, you can see it's actually surprisingly clean of snow here once you get past the exterior, and you see a fairly large cave, maybe 70 feet by 50, and rising up about 40 feet or so. No, 50 feet or so, looking up at the crags above about 50 feet. But yeah, the cave's entrance cleared of snow and ice, and you're able to climb inside fairly easily into this dark passage. Once you guys make me a perception check while you're in here and you're taking a look around.
I mean, why bother?
Hey, 30.
34.
No.
I was going to say, Trish is rolling rocks, but you guys, both Trest and Sprouts, as you're walking around the cave, taking a look, perhaps, I'm guessing, for some kind of subterranean entrance, you see the backside of the cave's ceiling kind of rising to an impressive 50 feet above your heads. These long black striations of rock seemingly rippling outwards from the cave's entrance whence you came. But you notice one part of the wall where the rock looks slick, like wet, much wetter than the surrounding icy shales here. As you stare up at this rock, it stares back at you, and a pair of large leathery wings unfold from the crevices in the stone here, and a massive monster swoops down, lets out a shriek in your direction, and goes, "Wah!" To be continued. Oh! Next time on the podcast.
Sprout shoots him.
I swear, if you roll like a 20 on the initiative next week, we'll get to that. We'll get to that combat, sir.
I hope I do.
And honestly, you guys having a fun adventure exploring this comet because there's all kinds of stuff here.
Cool comet.
But that's going to do it for us this week. You guys had a exploration of another Hylaxian temple.
Kind of.
Yeah, well, I mean, you figured out there's not a lot there.
We love temples on this show. We're a temple show.
We've had a temple in just about every book.
This is like Legends of the Hidden Temples.
There's going to be more temples. Guess there wasn't a...
Zenny is not a big fan of temples, clearly. She keeps stealing from them.
No temple in book 3. There's a temple of knowledge in the university, but... All right, that's going to do it for us, guys. Thanks so much for playing with me.
Thank you.
As always, thank you.
Listeners, thanks for listening. We'll catch you next week on Cosmic Crit.
See you later.
Folks.
Bye.
Good night.
See you in the drift.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Cosmic Crit. This episode has been made possible through a sponsorship with Roll20 and the backing of our Critamander fans on Patreon. Thanks again and have a great week.